New seasons, new gear. Show the world what it means to be a fan in 100% authentic gear. Fanatics, officially licensed everything.
Get ready to dive into a new world of online shopping with the Fins Tailgate. Whether you're a die-hard sports fan or just looking for the latest fashion trends, we've got you covered. With a wide variety of products from your favorite sports teams to stylish accessories and home decor, we're your one-stop shop for all things tailgate. Our easy-to-use website and hassle-free checkout process make shopping with us a breeze. Plus, with frequent sales and discounts, you won't want to shop anywhere else. So come on in and join the party at the Fins Tailgate, your new go-to destination for all things tailgate.
May I have your attention, please? This is a TFTG public service announcement. The Late Night Exhale is back. Saturdays, 10 p.m. Be there.
I'ma get it, you know I be on the way. Yeah. You know I be on the way. Man on a mission, I'ma get it, you know I be on the way. Yeah, it's all hard, ain't no fear here. You ain't giving it to all, you steer clear. Never beat, I've been down and I reappear. You got some money on the line, you better put it here. Rolling in and doing that work. Check priorities, I'm doing that first. Checks big and I'm sure that hurts, but it's checkmate, we ain't selling short, know the work. Ain't nowhere to hide, you ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind, cause I be on the way. Yeah. You know I be on the way. Man on a mission, I'ma get it, you know I be on the way.
Good morning, Fin fans. Good morning, Fin fans. This is TFTG production, top of the tailgate. I am your host, Ali the Persian, and guess what? It's Victory Monday. Yes, it is. I cannot wait to get going with this show. It is going to be a good, interesting show. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. We'll talk about what happened yesterday. We'll talk about some of the games that took place yesterday. I cannot wait. I got my co-host in the back. I'll bring him up momentarily. But make sure we start off the show properly. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. Please do that for me. That's the first thing you should do when you come here. I see a bunch of people in the chat. I see a bunch of you watching right off the bat. Let's get the conversation going. Me and Color, we were up super late last night. We're not going to necessarily go the full show today. We'll go to about 7:30, but I want to make sure we get in as much as we can. So buckle up, let's go. First start off, let me go ahead and introduce my co-host here. I want to make sure that he gets the RESPCTE that he deserves. So I'm playing some music. Here we go. Color, it's jamming times, isn't that right?
Yes, it is. Good morning, Ollie.
Good morning, sir. It is Victory Monday. Miami came off of a huge win. We'll definitely talk about that here, definitely. But yeah, like, whew, man, there's so much to talk about. Don't even know where to start, really. But I just want to, bring you up here. Enjoy Victory Monday because it tastes so good, right?
Yes, it does.
In addition to that, Color got to enjoy a great show Saturday night. If you guys missed it, go back and check it out. He had Late Night Exhale was Club Exhale, right? Club Exhale was commenced last Saturday, and I hope to bring Club Exhale for the next couple Saturdays in the future, or maybe full time. It was that much fun, bro. It was good times, good vibes, great music, in addition to the fun times that we had on the panel and anybody that showed up and came around. So definitely keep an eye out for that. You guys don't want to miss Club Exhale. But while we're waiting, let's actually do the rundown real quick, Color.
Before you do, anybody know what that big fat star is that's next to the crescent moon tonight, this morning? That's crazy. Is that like a planet or something?
Actually,
maybe Saturn or something, or Jupiter?
It might be Jupiter.
That's crazy. Big old fat shiny star in the morning, man.
See? Color's enjoying Victory Monday by gazing at the stars. Yep. All right. So check out if you're not too busy or maybe you want more content. Check out all the other content we got going around here. You got El Capitan going Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and calling the games on Sunday. We went for like 7.5 hours yesterday. It was nuts. And then in addition to it, you got Coffee and a Cup of Color and myself. With the top of the tailgates, the broken takes, and late night exhale. Shake Money with the drive times and smoke lounges, along with Lewis. Lewis and the Rabbit Dolphin had a show yesterday. It was hell of a good time. Make sure you check out all their content. KP is up in here with the fantasy takes. He has a Tuesday fantasy show. There's another show that I've got to find out from when he's going to actually debut it because I really want to watch that show. So stay tuned on that. And you got Crypto. I believe Crypto's going today, right?
Should be.
So you got Crypto. And then let's not forget Tonks TMI Tuesdays. The OG's back. Can't wait to watch his next show. So make sure you check out everything. Make sure you hit like and subscribe and turn on your notification bell. You don't want to miss some of these shows, right? And if you want exclusive content, you want some more content, and hey, maybe you want some fun stuff, check out becoming a member. Shout out to all of our members in the chat. We have 3 different memberships. We have Amigos, Familia, and MVP. Each one gives you a little bit more content than the other. You even get special emojis that you can banter with, as well as specifically against the Buffalo Bills fans that are up in here. So definitely check that out. It's really the easiest way to donate to the channel, by the way. When I say to become an Amigo, it's like $2 or $3 a month, Color. Something really inexpensive. So definitely check that out. But if you want to donate to the channel, not necessarily become a member, and you want you want to help us keep the content afloat. Now we do accept Cash App, Venmo, or even super stickers or super chats. You don't have to, but we appreciate it. We definitely appreciate the gesture and everything, and it means a lot to us. It really does. But check out the links below in the description. You're not going to want to miss some of our affiliates. We already mentioned Fanatics. Get your officially licensed everything there. You can get everything from all your, officially licensed hats, jerseys, sports memorabilia for all different sports, not just Miami Dolphins and the NFL. They have everything there. The catalog is huge, and the prices are actually pretty on point. They always got deals going on, always deals for expedited shipping and stuff. So definitely check out Fanatics. Make sure you use the link below. It tells them that we sent you, helps out the channel with some credit from them. So definitely use the link below. Beyond that, you get all the same deals from using the original link. But don't forget Backroom Collection. You're looking to add some new artwork or some new stuff. Definitely check out Backroom Collections. They have some really cool canvas artwork for Miami Dolphins that you can virtually hang anywhere in any place. Definitely check that out. They also have accessories for little mini helmets and stuff that you can get. And then in addition, if you need all the energy to keep up with all this content or how fast Tua's moving or Tyreek scoring touchdowns, check out Dubby Energy Drink. Dubby Energy Drink, it's all smash, no crash. Have amazing different flavors. They're infused with a lot more vitamins and minerals than a lot of the other products that are out there, and have a lot less byproduct that's harmful for you. And you don't get that jittering or crashing that you do at the end. So definitely check out Dubby Energy Drink. And if you don't take my word for it, check out the homie, Shake Money. He does reviews on this stuff. He's had all the different flavors on his show. He has a video you can watch where he reveals the product and what it comes with and everything. Check them out. But if you want to save 10% off with them or 10% off with Backroom Collections, use code TFTG at checkout, right? So shout out to our affiliates, but most of all, shout out to the TFTGnetwork.com. That's our one-stop shop for Finn's Tailgate everything, right? Go there, check out our merch store. Everything that you see in the merch store there is brought to you by you guys, the audience, and everybody that's been a part of the panels, members, everybody, right? You're going to see instant news feeds, Twitter feeds from there. We're going to be putting up articles and blogs. I have a new one about NFL injuries that's going up. I got to talk to our producer because give me a little bit of trouble with posting it. He's supposed to be working on that, but you'll see that soon there. I'm probably going to be writing an article later this week that will keep as an active article. We'll be updating it each week throughout the season, right? That's coming up later this week. What else? If you sign up for our newsletter, which is a great way to get notified about certain things around TFTG, you save 10% off of our merch store, so definitely check that out. What else? Yeah, follow Saul on Twitter. You'll see our Twitter feeds there. Follow everybody at the TFTG. You definitely want to do that because that's the best way for us to communicate with you. We can invite you to Twitter Spaces to join the conversation more personally and intimately. We can get information out to you. So definitely follow us on Twitter. Oh, all right. That's the rundown color. We went through a marathon there, right?
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Just like yesterday's game.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Before we get there, as we start every top of the tailgate, it's coffee of the week. Kona wasn't bad. If you heard me, I talked about Francisco's coffee company's Kona blend, right? Their Kona blend was brought to you by this guy right here. Guy in I want to say it was like 1860 something, brought coffee to an island in Hawaii, and then they created a Kona, which is one of the most expensive coffees you can get in the world. It kind of looks like this. This is what the fruit looks like, and they use the seeds and everything to create coffee and stuff. So it's all right. It's an interesting taste. What I had only was 10% Kona, so it's not pure Kona because it's so expensive. But it was interesting color. Today I went back to my Cafe Casa Grande, which is a Puerto Rican coffee, which I really like. And it's fall when your wife buys pumpkin spice creamer, and that's what I'm drinking right now. I like it, to be honest. What are you drinking? Are you drinking any coffee?
Yep, just McCafe, normal. Still got a big box of it.
Color says if you want some good, decent, not overpriced coffee, check out McCafe coffee. It's better than what they even brew in McDonald's, to be honest. So check it out. They come in different flavors too, right?
Yeah, you got your normal, medium, but you also got a bold blend. You got a Colombian, and you also have a breakfast blend, and of course the decaf for anybody that wants to fake like they're drinking coffee.
Oh, fake like they're drinking coffee. That's so funny. If you heard me talk about Cafe Casa Grande, it's become my favorite coffee. They're a Puerto Rican company, Gusto's Coffee Company. Go to gustoscoffeecompany.com and you can see all the different flavors they have. They have different lines of coffee. They are really into coffee. They even offer certified college courses. I don't want to say they're college courses, but they seem like it because they have a campus and everything that you take this to become a specialist in coffee, basically. So definitely check that out. Meanwhile, where was it, Color? Where did we? Let me just find something real quick. Meanwhile, yeah. So this is coffee of the week for me. Did you have anything to add to coffee of the week before we continue, Color?
I do not.
You do not.
Other than when you're drinking your coffee, make sure you drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly. Yes, no driving and drinking, right?
Nope, driving and drinking. That's right. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think I found what I was looking for, Color. Let me just. I forgot I added a specific. There we go.
Well, by the way, well, good morning to everybody in chat. We got 20 people that were able to drag themselves out of bed with us this morning. Appreciate that.
All right. So shout out to you guys. Sorry about that. I had to add some content I forgot to add to my overlays here. So coffee of the week. Thank you. Now we're going to go to cause for cleats. So today is a historical day in American history. Today is September 11th, and let me turn down the music actually. Where is it? Here we go. I'll turn off the music because I think people deserve a lot more respect without the music going. Today is September 11th, and a lot of people that know me personally or may have heard me talk about it, I'm a United States veteran as well. I know I have a lot of friends and family members that were affected by September 11th. And I know people that, personally that, a lot of things changed after September 11th for people. As you know, what transpired and what happened afterwards. Our troops were sent to Iraq and Afghanistan and places like that. And either something, you may have lost a loved one on September 11th, or maybe in the results of September 11th later on. A lot of people are affected by that. And I just want to give like a quick minute and a half silence to everyone that has, that all of our heroes and stuff that were fallen during September 11th. All right, thank you. So I appreciate that. Yeah, so September 11th, in light of that, and Cause for Cleats, today's Cause for Cleats is the Massachusetts Fallen Heroes. If you didn't know, their mission as a group of combat veterans who have served in Iraq and Afghanistan, we are committed to memorializing our fellow service members who did not return home from their families. So far, we've raised funds, created a first of its kind memorial, developed the Veterans Edge program to assist veterans, and created a network of support and programs for our Gold Star families. Our four main goals are to honor the memories of our fallen, support our Gold Star family members, empower our veterans, and educate their communities. And to share some things about Massachusetts Fallen Heroes, I'm going to share my screen here and play a short video. Actually, let me restart that. Sorry about that. Let me know if you can hear it, color.
Since our nation was attacked on September 11th, 2001, a generation of courageous warriors has stepped forward. These men and women selflessly volunteered to answer duty's call. They put themselves in harm's way, defending us from our nation's enemies. Our military has made great strides in its pursuit to defend freedom. But the battle is not over. Tens of thousands of servicemen and women are still deployed overseas, and the challenges they face don't end on the battlefield. Today, the difficulties faced by veterans returning home are real, and the hardship of families whose loved ones did not come home is also very real. The mission of Mass Fallen Heroes is to honor the fallen, support their Gold Star families, and empower the veterans that served alongside them.
Please rise and give a warm welcome to Kevin Welch. We worked with Mass Fallen Heroes. We gave away another car this year to an amazing recipient, Kevin Welch.
My name is Kevin Welch. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I am receiving a car from Progressive Auto Insurance, Keys to Progress. I work currently as the housing advocate for the New England Center and Home for Veterans in Boston. Seeing all these people from this community come together, it's overwhelming, and I can't express my gratitude enough.
In addition to supporting veterans, Mass Fallen Heroes is also dedicated to bringing the Gold Star families together beyond the memorial, with lively outings and events like Fenway for the Fallen. Mass Fallen Heroes is also dedicated to reaching our younger generation, with visits to local schools during Patriot Week.
Barring none, those freedoms are not free.
We're here because we owe it to them, because we swore we'd never forget, because we have a creed that says we'll leave no man behind. And if we did not take the time out to honor them, we'd be leaving them behind. If we did not work to support their Gold Star families, we'd be leaving them behind. And if we did not work hard to empower the veterans that served alongside them, we'd be leaving them behind.
This memorial is the first in the nation to honor the fallen of the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. So thank you for coming out. By joining us tonight, you have joined the mission.
Your sons, your daughters, your brothers, your sisters, your mothers, your fathers will never be forgotten.
We owe it to the fallen and their families to make sure that their memories are never forgotten.
All right. So to find out more about Massachusetts Fallen Heroes program, you can go to massachusettsfallenheroes.org. They have several events, programs, different things that you can view there. It shows you how you can donate, how you can contact them, follow them on all social medias and everything. Going a little bit further, in 2013, they teamed with Seaport Square developer John Hines. Hansen and Associates, Boston Global Investors, WS Development, and designer James Carpenter, and Reed Heidelbrand, landscape architect, design and construct dedicate the official state memorial of the Commonwealth on May 27, 2016. They dedicated our 50-foot beacon of honor in South Boston Seaport District to those who gave their lives fighting for our freedom since September 11th of 2001. They support their Gold Star families. As Massachusetts Fallen Heroes, building a permanent memorial was just the beginning. They sought to foster a community of Gold Star families because of a veteran-run organization. We are committed to the creed. If I don't make it home, please make sure that you take care of my family. We help foster relationships with the Gold Star families by providing support from the moment of notification through anniversaries. We provide programs, events, services to create family among the diverse Gold Star community. We aim to provide support and comfort to those who have suffered the same unique loss. They empower their veterans. Veterans Edge was created to help veterans, active duty military personnel, the National Guard reservists, spouses, and Gold Star families. Each member of this community with a need will be serviced and empowered to successfully improve their current condition. We provide employment support, legal services, healthcare services, housing services, education, and legislative lobbying. Again, to find out more, please go to Massachusetts. Actually, it's massfallenheroes.org is the actual website. So again, that's massfallenheroes.org. All right, Color. So that is today's cause for cleats. Did you have any final words on that or anything you want to add to that?
No other than a continued thank you for those that protect my freedom, because I'm too much of a coward to do it myself.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. Fallen heroes. You don't have to be a service member, to be considered a fallen hero. This goes out to all of our heroes. The ones that we see on a regular basis. Everybody from law enforcement to any type of medical aid and whatnot, emergency services. Firemen, all of that. They are all fall under this. In my opinion, this one cause may be specific to service members, and that's great, definitely. But on that day, we lost more than just service members. We lost, you know, family members. We lost people that you and I may have known, or people that worked in the regular building. We lost firefighters and police officers, and there's a lot of people that were
IT
affected.
engineers.
IT engineers. We lost a lot of people, and it wasn't just it didn't necessarily had to be that day that we lost them. There was a lot of effects from people that were there, that were in those buildings, when they got out in the aftermath, that affected them, medically, and everything in their health later on. The long term effects, in some cases, was even worse. Um, so
Not to mention the psychological effects of surviving something
that's
like
kind of
that.
what I was talking about, the psychological effects. I know for some firefighters that were there, when one of the buildings came down and everything, and the debris that dust up and breathing in that air of everything, what I'm talking about, and getting the
Mhm.
ashes and all that stuff in their lungs. The long-term effects of that could be very, I hate to say this, but it could be deadly. And, so, shout out to everybody that, you know, tried to do anything to help, and anyone that was affected, by this. It was a very memorable day, especially for me. I'll never forget it. I just woken up, my phone was blowing up. You know, my girlfriend at times like, "Hey, where are you? Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she told me what happened, and it was like a roller coaster after that. It was very surreal, just
Yeah,
watch.
and the what I do also remember though, for to look to on a bright note, is the
Mm.
unity that we saw around the country. I think you saw 400 million people with black eyes that day, and we all felt it.
Yep, definitely. I agree with you. But
It's
anyway, shout
probably the
out to
first time in a couple years that I've reflected back on that day, and it really is something we need to continue to do.
yeah. I agree. I agree 100%, Colin. All right. With that being said, let's move on to our next segment. And shout out to our service member. And if you're a service member, put it in the chat. Shout out to you guys. I don't know everybody that's a veteran around here, but shout out to all of you. Um, let's go to everybody's favorite segment color. And everybody's favorite segment is now what in the world? Well, today there was not a lot of what in the world because most of it's going to be covered in the next segment, to be honest. But
What in the world is going on out here?
yeah, so shout out to the Ravens. They just can't get luck with these running backs they get, right? This is like the second or third year in a row. J.K. Dobbins is already, diagnosed with a torn Achilles. Yeah, he's out for the season. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter what they do. I don't know who they got over there in running back, for them now, but it seems like every year they got running back problems, and that's more and more Lamar has to put down his back and run the ball. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what's going on with them. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see, Joe Burrow. Okay, that's not what I was looking for. That's an older one.
Yeah, Seahawks got afflicted pretty hard with injuries yesterday too, from what I understand.
Oh my God! Shout out to the Rams, dude. That's the what in the world. The Rams, who I swear to God, I thought they're going to be tanking again, right? Freaking took it to Seattle. Their defense massacred them, right? And then Rams were able to, even without Cooper Kupp, right? Without Cooper Kupp, they were able to still be effective, and they won like 30 to, I want to say it was like 30 to something. Let me actually pull that up real quick, color. Here we go. Scores. The Rams end up winning 30 to 13. Matt Stafford, 334 yards, right? Yeah, Atwell. Oh my God. Talk about fantasy, right? I'm so mad at myself. So fantasy football, we have a league going on here in the TFTG, and it's a pretty tough league. 20 teams, right? I'm still winning. I'll probably win my game today. But I made the biggest mistake by sitting Atwell. I had him in my starting lineup, but like 5 minutes before, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go with what the experts are telling me. The experts kept telling me, sit him. You better sit him. You better sit him. And he blew up. Leading receiver for the Rams, 119 yards yesterday. Oh my God. I should have never listened to the experts. You know what I'm saying, Color?
What was your first mistake, Ollie?
My first mistake?
Yeah.
Not going with my gut. That's what my mistake was.
Always take a wide receiver over a tight end if you've got the choice to make.
They were basically, from what they were saying, that there was a higher probability that the tight end was going to outperform him. So,
right, but outperform, and he probably did. But outperform, like a tight end doesn't get rewarded for points as easy as a wide receiver does. So the player himself might have outperformed that wide receiver, but that wide receiver could still potentially get more fantasy points.
That's true. That's true. What else was what in the world, right? Go through
I'm
this.
trying to look up this article that got shared to me by Nene, but I just can't seem to locate it. I don't want to give it its proper time. I don't just want to flippantly talk about it. But there's some really there's some crazy stuff going down in Miami-Dade County when it comes to the local high schools and the family members being able to film those games and stream them. And apparently some administrator at one of the schools is actually implementing law enforcement to remove these people from the stadium, from the high school stadium, and it's getting to be a big kind of big local political battle when it comes to, I guess there's some people are trying to monopolize a streaming platform to be able to stream these games, but they're kind of sitting on their hands and not really getting the job done to provide it. Yet at the same time, they're literally using the arm of the law to arrest people and remove them from the stadium. Parents that want to film their kids, playing their game. And mainly there's this one group of family, I guess, or somebody that heads up a YouTube channel or something where they stream I believe it's the Miami Central games or something, and they're trying to basically strong arm these people into shutting down that platform. Yet, under the guise of we're going to provide some kind of streaming service for these games, but yet not actually doing anything with it. I guess it's people are standing around tapping their foot like, look, we understand the licensing issues and all that, and filming the kids and all that, but if you're not going to provide a streaming service or something, why the pushback? And then also, having people arrested and escorted out of the stadium, and all that, without giving them other options. So there's a big kind of political battle forming down there when it comes to control of the, streaming and broadcasting those high school football games down there. So keep a lookout for that. I'm going to do a deeper dive on it and kind of locate the articles that were shared with me and give you a more proper understanding of what's going on there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but it was crazy. What in the world? What? This really wasn't a bad what in the world, but listen, this guy showed up to SoFi Stadium with that 80s/90s throwback drip. Check out Tua, bro. The 80s Miami Dolphins. Looks like a 1980s Miami Dolphins jacket, dude. Looks fire. That looks fire with the retro logo and everything. And then he got the George Michael slash John Lennon glasses on. Hell yeah, that's some classic retro drip right there. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm kind of jealous.
Yeah, I'm kind of jealous too. I want that jacket so bad, bro. Oh man. Looks so good. Already looks like he's confident. He's like, yeah, I'm a star. I'm gonna walk in the way I want. All right. Before we get into the next segment, let's do everybody justice that's in the chat. We need to shout out everybody. We need to do that, right? We got Flava J up in here. What's up, Flava J? Shout out to our members. Newfoundland, strong start, definitely. The man, the myth, legend, Trucker Sean, still up in here. Mansa Chill, how you doing? What's up? 3 a.m. on the West Coast, still can't sleep. Damn, Mansa, thank you for joining us. Heather Long, good morning, boys. Fins up, baby. How y'all doing today? Life is good. Yes, yes, it is. Delusional Patriots fan. Pay Tua his 60 million to a time. I love how Patriots fan are they're already ready for that. Look at that. Ready to take on
Well, that's not bad. 60 times 3, that'd be about 180. That's not bad.
That's not
That's about right.
Mm-hmm. Then you got Steve Hoffel, Northwest Ohio guy. How's it going? IMAX. I think he spelled it wrong, didn't he?
I don't know.
RESPECT. Then he has an E on the end.
What?
Respect. I think he spelled RESPECT wrong.
Respecte.
Respecte. Yeah, you got some respecte over there?
That's
yeah.
Right.
Shout out to you, IMAX. Regardless, I know what you meant. Yep, I respect. Put respect on his name. That's right. Put respect onto his name.
Anybody that wants to wear the ribbon deserves some respect.
Yes, he definitely wants to wear the ribbon. Listen, Delusional Patriots fan says, when is the Chargers head coach getting fired? I don't know if he gets fired. Not this game, at least. Not after the first.
I mean, you lost at home to one of the worst teams in the NFL, bro. I mean, really, man.
Yeah, well, haha, funny. Listen, nonchalantly, their coach actually kind of told folks that they didn't necessarily have what it took to kind of keep up with us, right? He kind of like
they needled us with the running game.
yeah, they basically not gonna lie, you go back and look at his comments. He got interviewed and he was asked something about how he plans to handle something. It was something to that effect, and he said something like, you're you have to be really positioned well. We know that, you know, they have a lot of speed. He was basically saying we have a lot of speed, and they don't necessarily have the defense to go up against the speed that we have, right?
Right.
So he kind of already admitted that the offense was going to perform well against them, kind of, by making these comments. The biggest question is for them, what happened on their offensive side of the ball? They had all these receivers. They had a running game that was torching us. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's going to be the biggest question. We'll have to see what happens with their head coach, but I don't think after one game, no, they got a whole season ahead of them. So we'll see. Kevin Lee, what's up, man? Victory Monday. Want to know? That's right. Let's see. Josh Keppel or Keppel. Apologies if I don't say that correctly, man. But how you doing? Victory Monday. Fins up. Jamaican from Zion JFZ. What's up, bro?
It's the Jamaican from Zion.
Yeah, what is up, man? Adam Sadowski. What's up, bro? Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for coming to Club Exhale. That was a lot of fun. Let's see. Let's go Dolphins. Oh, according to IMAX, that is Venus.
Okay.
Because I want to say like Jupiter is like one of the bigger ones you can see, right?
Oh, yeah, but also I could imagine Venus because it's so close to us. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a big, greenhouse, so it probably likely produces a lot of light. Along with facing the sun like it is this morning.
Yeah.
That's why the moon is so bright. You can actually see the outline of the how when the moon's covered a little bit, you can still faintly see the outline. Like it's really strong today. You can see the dark side of it. You know what I mean? So likely both of those bodies are facing the sun right now, even though we can't see the sun.
Interesting. Joe Levesque, Victory Monday. How you doing? How do you say this color? R-O-U-B. Rube? What's up, Rube?
R-O what?
R-O-U-B.
Yeah, I'd say Rube.
Yeah, what's up, Rube? Good morning. Good morning,
Raub sounds awkward, so I'd say Rube or Robe.
Yeah, I'll say Rube. Yeah.
Robe.
Dolphin Don. All I know it was what I saw is an instant NFL classic yesterday. This time we won. Yes. Well, it's funny.
I'm glad. Yeah, go ahead, Ali. I'm going to follow that up too. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that, this isn't the first time we've had instant classics. I mean, last year, I want to say it was about this time or the week after we had that instant classic in Baltimore. So,
and this is why I'm glad a person summed it up that way. I think everything that I tried to say yesterday and last night about the defense and pumping our brakes and all that can be summed up by that word right there. You're talking about instant classic. You're talking about a 425 game. Usually these games turn out like this. If you follow 4 o'clock games, which we don't have a lot of ourselves, you typically see this type of shootout between these AFC West teams. You know what I mean? And again, instant classic is a perfect word, and I don't think anybody can fault either defense for giving up over 30 points yesterday. It is what it is. You had two high-powered offenses, battling it out. Let's be real here. Both defenses were much healthier than they were last year, and we only got to 41 points between the two teams. So I still stand by my original take of betting the under yesterday. I mean, that doesn't mean I thought that anybody that bet the over was going to be unlucky. I mean, you had a great chance of it ending up the way it did. But for anybody that's really out on our defense and all that, you got to realize that Vegas set the over under at 51 for a reason. I mean, those points had to be scored. I mean, and look, their defense gave up more than ours did, so we walked away with a dub, and that's all you can ask for in a game in an instant classic like that. We are the ones with the dub at the end of the day, and that's beautiful.
That is correct. Q says good morning and good night. Fins up. And what's up, Q? Q's been up so late. Oh man. Yeah, Dolphin Don, I agree. Today we are all Americans. That is correct. 100%.
Yep.
Let's see here.
And since the Patriots lost, we're all Dolphins today too.
Yeah. Raphael
If Robert
Cortland,
Kraft can say it, I can say it. Dang it.
yeah, that is correct.
We're all Patriots. Oh God, I wanted to just slap him that night, man.
Oh, don't do that again. That was horrible. Don't do that again.
Oh, it was spot on though, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's why I said don't do it again. Manalo Rivera, Young Guns. This is how Marino shootout. I am assuming he meant shootout felt like.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It did feel like this. I've watched it quite a few times.
And God, did it not ever. And along those lines, I'm noticing something about the way we're running our offense. Could we be looking at a Don Shula offense here, bro? Like, seriously, man.
Maybe. Well, let's find out. Concrete fan. Or yeah. Good morning. And y'all fins up. That's right. Thank you, Concrete. Appreciate that. Vader's Daddy, Morning TFTG. I love that name. I'm a big Star Wars fan, bro. So every time I see Vader, I'm like, yes. Oh, that's funny. Rewind the chat, Ali, after the show. I don't understand. Why? Why do I have to rewind the chat? What happened? Did I miss something?
We can scroll back up now. We don't have to wait till after the show. Who's that coming from, by the way?
IMAX.
Oh, okay. As long as it ain't Michael K, I'd be a little weary. But yeah, man. I mean, great win yesterday. We needed that. Yeah, defense kind of collapsed a little bit. I'll admit. Still gave us chances to win. Still put us in great position a couple times, and our offense cashed in on it like they're supposed to. Everybody. I mean, when it comes down to it, the team did its job yesterday because somebody gets the day off today and somebody else doesn't. So, there you go.
Not me. I got to work. Actually.
No, yeah. I'm talking about between the two teams,
Oh, that is true.
Usually you get a day off on a win, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is kind of stupid, but, I mean, not stupid, I get it, but it's like, God, you're just going to, like, shoot yourself in the foot, man.
So, Delusional Patriots fan says, the Dolphins aren't not the worst team in the NFL, but what he had on offense and defense and what Miami did not have on the O-line, and the Chargers should be looking at the coach. Okay. He says we aren't not the worst team. Okay.
Right. That means we are the worst team. That's a double negative.
Let me get through these last few people real quick, bro, because I'm going to blow up his. We got 40 people already watching, and it's not even.
I know, right? That's what happens when you win, bro. People are like, I gotta wake up earlier to hear this stuff, man.
So I want to get through these people real quick, and then I'm gonna get to a couple things I want to read, and I'm about to blast Delusional Patriots.
I tried to slip in that double negative. You can't get that by us, Delusional. You ought to know that by now.
Happened. Shout out to Revo13. Hey, Ali, Color. Only Marino and Brady threw for more than. Yeah, we will definitely talk about that. That's where I'm going with this.
Well, actually, two others: Marino, Brady, and we'll get to that.
Hold on.
I don't want to steal Ali's thunder.
Reggie Brown, how you doing? What up, fan? And is there anybody else? I just want to make sure. Raphael Courtright, I got you. What's up, bro? How you doing? Did I see Caleb Williams high snap, but to Connor Williams? I'm sorry. Yeah, definitely. I saw
it.
All right. So, shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Let's get on with the next thing, and let's talk about our team, right? Let's talk about Tua and the Miami Dolphins, and time for some football. I want to start off by reading this article by Alan Pupar. Tua Tyreek shine in thriller at SoFi.
Oh, see, just
Boy,
after the headline, he's already everybody's friend again.
yeah. Boy, did Tua Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill, and Miami Dolphins have answers for the LA Chargers defense. Tagovailoa threw a 4-yard touchdown pass to Hill shortly after the 2-minute warning to give the Dolphins a 36-34 victory in a thriller at SoFi Stadium in their season opener Sunday. Tagovailoa finished the game with 466 yards passing and 3 touchdowns, while Hill began his well-publicized quest for a 2,000-yard receiving season for 215 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Dolphins' defense struggled most of the game, but it did come up big after Jason Sanders missed the PAT, which I'm not happy about, Color. That's something we didn't talk about yesterday very much. Put Miami in jeopardy of losing the game with a field goal coming up with 2 sacks sandwiched around the intentional grounding penalty on Justin Herbert. Edge defender Jalen Phillip clinched the victory when he sacked Herbert on a 4th and 13, 2 plays after Zach Seiler also had a sack. Those were the second and third of the game, following one by Kader Kahu in the third quarter. But the story of the game for the Dolphins was the offense. Monumental day for the offense. The Dolphins finished the game with 536 total yards and kept Tua Tagovailoa from being sacked despite the absence of Pro Bowl left tackle Teron Armstead. And that is why I'm so happy, bro, because they proved they can do it even when their main pillar was not there. You understand, Color? That is amazing that they kept him from being sacked. And let's be real, this is a defensive line that has both Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack on it. Yeah, I was expecting a lot more pressure on Tua, and we didn't see that hardly at all during the game, to be honest. The Dolphins' other touchdowns came on a short run by Raheem Mostert and a Tua pass to Color's favorite player, River Craycraft, while Sanders kicked 3 field goals. The running game wasn't much of a factor, with Mostert and Savon Ahmed combined for 48 yards and only 14 rushing attempts. It surprisingly was the Chargers who did a lot of damage with the running game. Los Angeles finished with 234 rushing yards, including 117 by Austin Eckler and 91 more by Joshua Kelly, who each scored a rushing touchdown. In the third meeting between the 5th and 6th overall picks in 2020 NFL Draft, Herbert rushed for a touchdown and threw another. But it clearly was Tua who had the upper hand on the day. His best pass of the game may have come on the game-winning drive on a 3rd and 10 from the Miami 25 when he stepped up in the pocket and delivered a strike of a 47-yard completion to Hill. Tua earlier hit Hill with a 35-yard touchdown pass after earlier missing on some long passes, including an end zone interception by J.C. Jackson on a pass intended for Braxton Berrios. This was a highly entertaining game with 7 lead changes after the Dolphins took a 10-7 lead early in the second quarter. Neither team ever led by more than 7 points after the Chargers scored the first touchdown to go up 7-0. There were big plays galore from each side, including a 30-plus yard completions by both Hill and Jalen Waddle, along with a 55-yard run by the Chargers' Eckler, who also had a 35-yard completion to go along with another 36-yard completion by Herbert to Keenan Allen. There was a crazy ending to the first half when the Chargers kicked the field goal with 9 seconds left to the score at 17-17, but the Dolphins refused to play it safe and got a 22-yard completion from Tua to Jalen Waddle, followed by an inexcusable, I think that's how you say that, defensive pass interference penalty by Chargers cornerback J.C. Jackson, who he shoved Eric
Inexplicable.
Okay, inexplicable. Sorry about that. From behind the 23-yard line as time was running out. Reminiscent of the Baltimore game of 2022, Tagovailoa and Hill kept connecting for chunk gains, none bigger than a 47-yard hookup on a 3rd and 10 from the Miami's 25, and the Chargers had kicked a field goal to extend their lead to 34-30. That set the stage for a fantastic finish. The Dolphins were able to win despite a fumble inside the 5-yard line on their first drive and losing a turnover battle 2-0. Tua and Tyreek were humming too much on this day and let anything get in their way of victory. That is right, they did not. Regardless of what happened, they still found a way to win and win big. Yeah, hell of a game, right? We just went through the whole roller coaster there of some of the things that happened. They mentioned the pass interference that happened right before halftime, right? And you mentioned it like on clockwork because you didn't understood, not you, but El Cap didn't understand why the Miami Dolphins called a timeout, and there was only like a few seconds left or something like that. I forget what it was. But you said it's if in that one case where something crazy happens, it gives them time to do something, right? And lo and behold, they kick the field goal. Ensuing kickoff happens. They're on the 25-yard line, and boom, big pass, and something happened. Pass interference puts them instantly in field goal range. Kick a field goal. We're leading in halftime. Hell of a game, right, Color? Remember when that happened? And you said
Yep,
that was
that's that's taking from the margins, man. NFL is a game. I mean, a game of inches. It's won in the margins, and that right there, you know what I mean. You could argue that's the game-winning drive right there.
Yeah, definitely. That was definitely a big game-winning drive. Listen, this victory also comes with things that we may not be happy about. We weren't happy with the performance of our defensive line and our linebackers and stopping the run, right? It felt like we were getting pushed around. They ran all over us. As you saw, it was like 200 some yards they had. Listen, I firmly believe that Vic Fangio is a very smart man, and I think he understands that we may not have all of the talent that we need. I wouldn't say all of the talent. I want to say certain talent on this defense to run his defense perfectly. So he does the next best thing. He becomes what is called a game manager. He manages the opposing offense to at least put him in position where his own offense can take advantage of a certain situation. And when their offense, when the defense held up in certain situations, even if they only gave them 3 points or whatever, the Miami Dolphins offense took advantage of it. You understand? And what did he do? He stood by his word. He says, I'm not going to blitz unless I absolutely want to. All right? Not that he has to or needs to or anything. It's only when he wants to. And that's what he did in the last drive of that game against the Chargers when they were able to get to Herbert back-to-back. What a hell of a finish, right? That's hell of a way to finish to make up for a whole day of, that I'm not going to lie, the defensive line, they were getting thrown around in certain situations. But, yeah. Victory Monday, bro. It tastes really good, right? What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. The only thing I would say to try to mitigate, I don't know. I mean, yeah, the defense struggled big time against the run, but we got to look at it like they knew that they were up against. We focused on taking out and not letting Justin Herbert beat us. And as such, they decided to focus I used a castle siege analogy last night that I think works really well. They basically focused all of their trebuchets on one singular point of our wall. And you could argue they broke through it. But by the time they broke through it, we had already run out of the castle, out to the battlefield, and killed their king.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, we took damage to our wall. We got to repair. And it would be nice if they couldn't have broken through that. But look, they needled us with the running game. That's what they did. That was their only shot in winning the game. And they came close to doing it. You know, they've got one of the top running backs in the league. You know, and they got good performance out of the guy that followed him up. I mean, it is what it is. They needled us in one aspect of our defense, and it got exposed. But, I mean, if every team wants to do that to us, we can fix that. And the league better hope we do. We don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Papa Ball. Thank you for your $2 donation, sir. Good morning, gentlemen, and happy Victory Monday. That's right. Hope you're doing very well, Papa Ball. And good morning. Definitely.
See, at the point we saw them, you know, focusing all their attack on one part of our wall, and we saw it was getting breached, we said our only hope is to just run out of the castle and try to hit them, try to outflank them there, take out their king. And then what are their guys going to do once they're inside the castle? Nothing. They sat there and danced on their 200 and something yards rushing. You know, good for them.
Yeah. Listen, you know, I was thinking about this.
Hope they enjoy it.
Most of the yardage that they got on when passing, right? It didn't seem like it was really their receivers that were like controlling us.
No, it was
primarily the run
Eckler.
game. It was primarily the run game, right? And the pass interference calls that got hit on Xavier Howard were nuts, bro. Back to back. It was like flag after flag. That's what hurt us the most. So if you really think about it, the defense outside of the running game kind of took care of business on one part of the ball, you know, better if those flags didn't happen. You know what I mean? So
Agreed.
I really think that Vic Fangio really, at this point, because they don't necessarily have all of the personnel that I think he wants to be able to run this defense, right? I think he's playing game management. And he managed the game well and allowed us to take advantage when we had to. So
100% agree.
Yeah.
And
so
our
I think
offense, to their credit,
yeah,
rewarded us, man. What have I been saying all week, Ali?
Yeah, and it falls into that whole narrative, bro, that, you know, Mike McDaniel told us when he was first hired. There's sometimes the offense is going to be rocking and rolling and the defense is not going to look as great. So, because that's what they're looking at. They're managing the game and exploiting the weaknesses and maximizing on every moment of that. And that's what I think this team is built on. They're going to wait until you show your weakness and they're going to kill you exposing it. That's exactly what they're doing.
And one of the main keys, I think, in allowing, which helped our offense be able to cash in those situations, is other than the debacle in the first series, okay, we did not shoot ourselves in the foot beyond the 30-yard line. We cashed in points. You know what I mean? We didn't look, our penalties on the offensive line, false starts and holding calls, virtually non-existent. Well-disciplined offensive line yesterday when it comes to penalties. You know what I mean? Sure, we took a bunch of penalties in the other areas, but when you look at holding and false start, I think we had one holding call, which was on Connor Williams, as if the storm couldn't get any worse for him. You know what I mean? And then we had like a couple, like maybe a false start or two. But other than that, we had no penalties hardly on offense, man. And that, to me, is one of the biggest keys to allowing us to cash in the way we did and reward our defense when they did finally get stops here and there. You know, we got owned on the ground. There's no doubt about that, man. But when it came down to crunch time, when it came down to it, look, we got the sack at the 1-yard line. You know, that turned the field position. We got the ball at the 36-yard line because of that. And our offense rewarded the defense for that. That's all you can ask for in a instant classic like yesterday was. I think people really sorely underestimate what happens to defenses in these types of games, man. It just is what it is. If we hold our next opponent to 8 points, which, by the way, we did last year, New England, we held them to 7. What's our average? What's 36 plus 7 divided by 2?
Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, 34 plus 7 divided by 2. That'd be 41 divided by 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be roughly 21 and a half points a game, right where our average is. You know what I mean? So we got to pump the brakes on this, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely.
We got to recognize our deficiencies, no doubt. We got to recognize our deficiencies. I'm not saying our defense is great. I'm saying there's not excuses, but there are mitigating reasons to see what we saw yesterday. And I'm just not going to. I'm not going to entertain this defense's trash talk. I just ain't going to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely understand that. One moment, Color. I'm getting some information.
Sure, no problem. No problem. No problem.
Keep it going for just a moment.
Absolutely, absolutely. Couple key performances yesterday. Durham Smythe, man. Wow. I think Durham Smythe showed us why we didn't have to give Jasecki a bunch of money for our tight end position. You know, I really think that, again, without a demonstrable running game, you know, we still put our defense in a pretty bad position yesterday with a minute something left on the clock. We've got to be able to, you know, have enough confidence in our running game to run the clock down there in that last drive.
Mm-hmm.
Let's face it, we had the touchdown in the bag. We had the momentum. We had all of that. You got to run a play there and eat some time off the clock there. You just have to. That could be a coaching error. Maybe he didn't have the confidence in it, but there's a reason he don't have the confidence in it. And I just, you know, look, if we're talking about a whole different thing, if their offense was able to drive into field goal range and win that game yesterday, okay, what I'm talking about would have become a lot more clear to people. You see what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Our defense, as you alluded to, with well-timed aggression, shut the door on that idea. You see what I'm saying? Ending with a Jalen Phillips sack to end the ball game. You just gotta love that. That's exactly what we wanted to do.
Yeah, definitely. Color, I want to go over some information. I don't mean to keep moving.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
Wait, period here. So that being said, you know, I mentioned that there's some feats that we have to look at what happened yesterday with Tua specifically. There were some, you know, some records were broken, you know, by Tyreek and by Tua Tagovailoa. And now that people, you know this. So, for example, these are some things that happened. So, Tua Tagovailoa's season's opening performance puts him among NFL elites. That is correct. And this is on NFL.com, a article that's written by Dante Kopowitz Fleming. That's the researcher who brought this information up. Tagovailoa has made waves in week 1, throwing 466 yards and 3 touchdowns, an electrifying showing against the Chargers. As far as a season opening performance goes, Tagovailoa's passing total puts him on an impressive list of surefire Hall of Famers. His 466 pass yards are the 3rd most in a week 1 game in Super Bowl era, bested only by Tom Brady's 517-yard performance against the Dolphins in 2011 and Miami legend Dan Marino's 473-yard total from 1994 against the Patriots. Let me see here. 4th place on this list does not include the Dolphins, as that belongs to Peyton Manning, 462 yards in 2013, and then reigning Super Bowl champion Ravens. Tua Tagovailoa's yardage is also the most in a game against the Chargers in NFL history, besting Gus Frerott's 462-yard performance in Week 12. Wow. So he had the most yards compared to anybody else against the Chargers in NFL history, color. That's pretty impressive. Tagovailoa's 2 road wins and 450 plus passing yards are tied for the most since 1950, with tied with Brady, Joe Montana, and Boomer Esiason. Sorry about that, Boomer. Anyway, that being said, that is pretty impressive. So you're gonna tell me we're the worst team, but this guy just proved that this offense is elite. Not to mention the number 2 guy of this week, Tyreek Hill breaks record for most games with 200 plus yards and multiple touchdowns. Hill was the main beneficiary of Tagovailoa's Week 1 dominance, posting an impressive 11 receptions for 215 yards and 2 touchdowns. This was the 3rd game of Hill's career in which he recorded at least 200 receiving yards and multiple receiving touchdowns, breaking a tie with Jerry Rice and 8 others to the most such game in career since 1950. Hill's 215 receiving yards against the Chargers are the 2nd most in Week 1 game in the Super Bowl era, just 2 yards shy of Anquan Bolden's record of 217 yards that he put up in 2003 opener against the Lions. The Dolphins' lead wideout is no stranger to starting the season strong. In his career, he averaged 109.9 receiving yards in Week 1, the most since 1970 among players with at least 3 career Week 1 appearances. Wow, that's pretty impressive for the number 1 and number 2 guy in Miami. What do you think, Color?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, so
not only it's really nice finally that we're getting, kind of things like this. Like it's our guy that's doing these things. You know what I mean? Like, you hear, like you pointed out Anquan Bolden, right? I mean, that's the kind of guy that back then we're sitting there going, why can't we get a guy like that? You know what I mean? And now we have one. There you go.
We have a guy like that. We have arguably,
if I remember correctly, wasn't Anquan Bolden their main guy when Kaepernick was there and they went to that Super Bowl?
I think
I want to say that's the same time frame there.
Yeah, you might be right about that. But yeah, I mean, it's really really interesting. Tua Tagovailoa is putting up record numbers. His name is now being mentioned with the elites. And it's kind of interesting.
Norm Van Brocklin earlier or something like that.
They in this article they're just talking about the Super Bowl era. Norm Van Brocklin.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say earlier when somebody mentioned 2. They must have been referring to Super Bowl era, sure.
Yeah, that's exactly what they were referring to in this article. So technically, overall in football history, prior to the Super Bowl era, he's number 4 on the list. Technically, Peyton's number 5.
Right.
But in the Super Bowl era, he's number 3, and his name is still mentioned. Even that being said, the fact that your name is mentioned in line with those people, it's pretty impressive, Color. I mean, holy crap. The amount of flip-flopping that the mainstream media has had, and now they're having to, bring you up. And you know what? I'm not going to lie, bro. If I don't see at least 1 or 2 mainstream media people use the word elite in Tagovailoa in the same sentence, I'm going to be pissed, bro. Because they called Herbert last year elite for half as good performance than what we saw Tagovailoa do yesterday, right?
Well, I'm probably not going to label him elite myself, but you can say that yesterday's performance was certainly elite.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was 100% elite. And now that's basically what my point is like last year you saw Herbert, like I forget, I want to say it was week 2 or week 3. I will never forget it, where the commentator on ESPN, she goes, yep, and Herbert's showing why he is an elite quarterback, and proving that he's an elite quarterback, and he only had like 225 or 240 yards, something to that effect. And I'm sitting there like,
I'd really like to see his QBR from yesterday. It's probably
his
terrible.
QBR? Herbert's actually, it wasn't horrible.
Wasn't too bad.
It was 99 point something, I want to say.
Is that passer rating or QBR?
Oh, sorry, that's passer rating. The QBR isn't out. You're right. My bad.
Right.
That's the
passer rating at 99 is sort of average. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, the QBRs are out. Oh, snap. Here you go. Here we go.
I'm gonna guess.
Go ahead.
72.
For who? Tua
Herbert,
or
for Herbert.
Under.
Wow, not in the 40s. Don't tell me in the 40s.
No, I'll tell you what it is. So Herbert finished the game with a 51.1 QBR rating.
Ouch.
Okay.
By the way, Skyler's in the playoff game last year was like 46 or something.
Yeah, that is correct. QBR for Tua was 87.7.
Woo, that's a little better.
Yeah.
Still lower than I thought it would be, but whatever.
The QBR scale is a lot different, bro. So
they must have credited. They probably credited him with one of those fumbles or something from the center snap. You know what I mean?
I think it was the one that was low, the one that hit him in the knee.
Right.
Lower one. I think that's the one that they're probably crediting him with.
And the interception. If he had 4 touchdowns with 1 interception, that probably shoots over 90. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You want to talk about stealing $40 million from an organization and having the worst ever, worst ever rating and everything. Talk about Daniel Jones from the Giants.
Oh my God!
That was so bad, bro. So bad, right?
$45 million for that, dude.
Well, it basically averages out to be $40 million.
Right,
but essentially, it's 104 yards, no touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. I think he had a fumble also.
God, nobody's that bad. And I'm sorry, Dallas's defense is good, but God, I mean, you still had to go against Saquon Barkley and all that, dude. You can't put up 1 score. Oh my God.
Yeah, if I'm reading this right, he got sacked like, I want to say, where is it? Here we go. He got sacked like 7 times yesterday. In one game, first game of the season, he gets sacked 7 times. Right? His QBR, bro, you ready for this?
25.
8.4.
Oh my God. Wow.
Hey, New York Giants, we got a quarterback here that had a way higher QBR rating in the playoffs. You sure you don't want him?
I'm telling you.
Just saying.
Giants might be knocking on the door, man. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was horrible. I've seen backup quarterbacks perform better than what he did yesterday. It was bad. It was really bad.
I've seen Tua perform better than that, man.
Obviously. Anyway, let's keep it going. So it was nuts, bro. That game was amazing. A lot of other stuff happened in the NFL. It's been one hell of a week this week. For quarterbacks, in everything. So, and shout out to the Packers. That was somebody we didn't mention also. Jordan Love, bro, out the gate, right? 245 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He was only sacked once yesterday, right? Has a QBR rating of 73.4, 123.2 QB rating.
Wow.
Not the QBR, but the overall passer rating.
Passer rating, right?
Yeah. So
you see how much a difference an interception makes in the passer rating. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, there's a difference there. But dang, man, like,
because if Tua don't have that interception, he's likely up into the 120s like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I don't know about the QBR rating, how the scale works, but it still was very
well, you look at the stat line. If Love was in the 120s and Tua was in the 90s, high 90s, then that weights that interception heavily, because Tua had much more yardage, the same number of touchdowns, yet he threw 1 INT. So there you go. That's the passer rating is a little more objective when it comes to not dinging you for the interception. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, so it was really impressive. Packers, they kind of surprised me. I thought the Bears would have their name, but Packers are definitely ready.
Mhm.
That's I don't want to say that they're gonna be able to beat Detroit, but it is very interesting what's gonna happen. That division is gonna be
Yeah,
close.
I'm telling you, bro. The first part of yesterday's slate, I was freaking owning the pick'ems, man. I was like 6-1.
What did you
And
finish with?
I fell apart in the afternoon slate, bro. I ended up 9-6. I have a chance to still go have a decent 10-6 week if the Jets win tonight. But dang, man, I fell off a cliff on the afternoon slate, man. I got most of them wrong.
I gotcha.
I was riding high. I'm thinking this might be a good day for me finally. And no, they just went to junk, man. I mean, I picked the Giants last night, if that tells you anything.
Yeah, I definitely understand. I ended up finishing 9-6 also. We have the exact same record.
Right on.
So yeah, it's games I thought would go our way. Like I did not expect Seattle to get their ass kicked by the Rams at all. That Rams has not been very good, but that defense really showed up, and I think because the defense showed up, it allowed the Rams offense to take advantage. So it was pretty.
But then I landed really good picking the Saints and the Bucks to win, because I really thought both their quarterbacks had something to prove yesterday, and likely would. So, but other than that, I mean, yeah, I just went right off a cliff in the afternoon.
Yeah,
got our game right.
If you're just joining us, make sure you hit like and subscribe. I see Mr. Pauk. I see Michael K is up in here. How you doing, sir? Thank you for coming to hang out with us on Saturday. That was fun. But Scotty, I see you. So thank you. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Color and I are probably going to be closing it down shortly. Usually we go till about 8 o'clock, but I got hardly any sleep last night, so I want to go back to bed. But I want to finish it off by playing this video real quick. This is from the locker room yesterday after our big win. So shout out to Mike McDaniel. Let me know if you can hear it, Color, okay?
Sure.
And here we will do this. Very good.
Hey, this is a team win, okay? And I am so proud of this team. You talk about, it was 1 year ago we played in this place, and the fight and the resolve was different. Obviously, it didn't go the way we planned defensively, okay? But that's why we do not give a how things are going. This is a team game, and guess what? We're gonna have to win a game 10-3 at some point, okay? But we got each other's back, okay? It's just part of the whole process. This is the whole deal where we're going to come back tomorrow, and we got a division game coming. 1/17 of the season, of the regular season, we just played through, okay? And we earned that win. It is hard to go on the road. And then with all that other bullshit, I'm so proud. And guess what happened? We won the game on a defensive stop. Okay? We are 1-0. Awesome. Enjoy it tonight because that is earned. And then tomorrow we'll get started on a division opponent.
Defense, we only needed one of them. Yeah. And y'all came through for us. Hell yeah. That's all we needed, man. Let's go. Let's build off of this. Let's continue this, man. Let's go. Family on 3, 1, 2, 3.
I love me some McDaniel and the F-bombs. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie.
I'm not going to lie. You know, it's funny because the man said every single thing I said last night, yet I had to argue with our chat all night.
I know.
Isn't that amazing? So from now on, when they want to sit here and throw shade on the defense, I'm just going to play that locker room speech right there from now on. That's my answer. You argue with Mike McDaniel.
He'll tell you. Listen. People said that people have said in the past that Mike McDaniel doesn't get passionate. I think he just shows it a little bit differently. And I like his locker room passion, bro. not being afraid to throw the F-bomb or say, we played like fucking shit. You know what I mean?
And what did
But
that last player say? You all came through for us, bro.
Yeah, and I apologize. I know it's the morning show. I'm sorry, YouTube, for using the F-bomb. That's my one to get away from. I was just
It's all right.
giving
We get one for Victory Monday, man.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
We get one apiece.
Yeah, I just wanted to explain. I was explaining what we were showing and what he had said. So that's all. So,
But yeah, I mean, like I said, that last player alluded to it. Y'all came through for us. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they did. Sure, they got trampled on by Austin Eckler, but I don't think that anybody is waking up today going, "Oh, let's go jump off a cliff because we got owned by Austin Eckler." I mean, it's Austin Eckler, man. There's a reason the guy gets 25 fantasy points per week.
That is true. There is definitely a reason for that. Color. So,
if we want to still imagine that we're a good defense, this ain't the first good defense to Austin Eckler's done that to. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, definitely. Austin Eckler is a fantasy machine. If you play fantasy, Austin Eckler should be a guy you should be looking at. The top 2 running backs in fantasy is Christian McCaffrey and Austin Eckler.
Yep, and I said it when I did the wide receiver rundown, production rundown. We had the top 2 and the top 10 producing wide receivers last year. Herbert had the 25th and the 27th. But I guarantee you, if I did the same thing that I did to Travis Kelce on Austin Eckler, you would find that Austin Eckler was probably likely a top 10 wide receiver last year for them. I mean, he does what he does. You know what I mean? He literally is their entire offense in production, week in and week out. So, I mean, I'm just not surprised. I'm surprised more about what his follow-up back did, putting 90-something yards on us. That's what bothers me, not what Eckler did. We actually contained Eckler's running. He only rushed for 117 yards yesterday. Got a lot in the passing game, but that's Eckler. I mean,
that's what he does. He takes advantage of that, and that's what he does. And listen,
well, real quick, Ali, there was only one running back priced more than him on fantasy yesterday, and that was Christian McCaffrey. What kind of day did Christian McCaffrey have?
Yeah, pretty good day.
And now the Seahawks might have a reason to worry because they lost. We don't. We took that on the chin by our defense, and we still won the game. Gotta love that, man.
That's true. Christian McCaffrey had 152 yards and a touchdown with 22 carries. And he also had 3 catches for 17 yards receiving as well.
Now do the receiving on Austin Eckler.
All right, Austin Eckler. Let's pull
we know we got 117 yards on what? 15 carries or something like that?
16 carries. And then Eckler was the second most receiving player on the Los Angeles Chargers. He had 4 catches for 47 yards.
Well, that's 10 yards a clip. That's a first down every time he touches the ball, every time he catches it. That's why we couldn't get off the field.
Yeah, that is true.
How many first downs did he? Does it show how many first downs he had yesterday?
It does not on ESPN. I don't see that.
I'll have to look at Pro Football Reference for that. But yeah, I likely he had quite a few, I'd imagine, yesterday.
Yeah, I will say that first
he
down,
is such a gifted runner, bro. I mean, the guy just is if he's anywhere near the first down marker, he's falling into it. He's getting it. He gets so low.
First downs, I will say rushing first downs, the Chargers had 17 rushing first downs.
Wow. There was one drive that they had a 10-to-1 ratio in rush to pass.
Yeah.
On one of their drives.
Where they lacked was the passing first downs. They only had 10 in comparison. In Miami, talk about being skewed, bro. And, I know we want to say that Miami's focus should be establishing the run, and we got to get back to running. But I think McDaniel's going to just do whatever it takes to win. If the
Yeah.
passing game has the hot hand, they're going to stick with it. If the rushing game has the hot hand, they're going to stick with it, right?
Yep.
And today it was the passing game. They had 23 first downs, passing first downs.
I just
Rushing
wish we could do it when we need
5.
to, bro. We really needed to that last drive to burn that clock down, man. We put our defense in
I can
another
hear
bad
it.
position, and they came through, but that was a
Yeah.
bad position to be in, man.
Yeah, I hear you,
We
bro.
normally lose that game when we're in that situation. We normally lose that, you know.
Yeah, you wanted them to burn that last time out, is basically.
Yeah, simply because, like everybody says, I didn't trust the defense at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sitting here saying we should have burned the clock down, and everybody's saying why, and it's like for the same reason y'all are saying the defense was having a hard time. Like the defense was not, you know, I didn't have faith in it at that point. We had to run the clock down there, you know.
Yeah.
Fortunately, our defense came through, and Justin Herbert put on the choke job again. So, you know, there you go. That intentional grounding was a complete choke job, dude.
Yeah. Speaking of possession, the Chargers actually outpossessed the ball from us by 5 minutes and 20 seconds.
Wow. See, I mean, and even with us scoring a lot, so that tells you right there, on top of the 3 and outs that we occasionally get, which, by the way, I want to give credit where it's due. We had very few 3 and outs yesterday, to our credit. But when you do that, and then you couple that with scoring within 3 minutes all the time, man, how can you just be so harsh on our defense, man, when they came through when they needed to? I mean, with the, you know, couple that with the superstar running back that put a hurting on us yesterday. I'm not crying about the defense like others are, man. I just ain't going to do it yet. You, if that happened against the Houston Texans, I could get it. I understand. Then I'm rats off a ship. It's like, oh, are you kidding me? You know what I mean?
According to what I'm reading here, Color, the Miami Dolphins only punted once yesterday.
Wow. See?
I'm trying to find. I thought it was twice, but no, they only punted once.
And it was early on when we were still struggling, you know, throwing the ball. Yeah.
Correct. It was 10-14 when we punted at that point.
Yep. And I was really upset about that punt because I figured it was going to likely come down to the last possession of the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you don't want to see that. You want to see, you know, especially like, look, we're talking about the way our defense played. You know, they themselves only got like 1 3 and out on the Chargers yesterday. So when that happens, you got to score there. You can't be, you know, it happened, but we overcame still, and I don't want to harp on it. But yeah, I mean, we couple that with the you know, the fumble in the beginning of the game. We should have put a 40 burger on this team, to be honest with you. We're only 6 points away or 4 points away from 40 points. I mean, that's 4 points right there is taken care of by the touchdown that we didn't get when Connor and Tua fumbled the snap.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. Caller, so it's past 7:30. I'm gonna have to head out now because I got stuff I gotta do. And I'm trying to take a nap before work for real. But hit like and subscribe. I'm gonna give you my final take here. Tua checkmarked everything that I've ever asked from him. Right? I wanted him to be able to put games on his back and take advantage and win the game for us. And I really feel he won this game for us
against a team that can answer point for point like the Chargers did. You know,
and that's exactly what he did it last year against the Ravens, and I said he's done it now. Now I need to see him do it again when needed, and he did it in a critical moment. He did it in this game, and I need to see that going forward. The offensive line definitely answered question marks for us. They're willing and doing whatever they can to protect Tua, even against teams that have a good defensive line. I mean, Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack is not a joke. You know what I mean?
Win, lose, or draw, bad game or not, I am not calling for Tua to go anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, there
That
you
was
go.
a great performance yesterday, and that's a performance if we can string those together. Yeah, Tua's the guy, man. You know that he's definitely come into his form, and I think you can at least say the guy has arrived in the NFL. This is the real Tua has shown up. You know, and if that's not good enough, that's not good enough. But we got a lot of football to play and find out, man. Because what a hell of a game yesterday by Tua Tagovailoa, man. Holy shit! Sorry, that's my slip up for the day, man.
No, but no, for real. Like it was a great
What a
game.
game!
I cannot wait for the next game. We got to take it seriously, though, and we'll be talking about this later this week. We have to take Patriots seriously. They do have a good defense. Their defense.
And they are going to run the ball on us.
And they are going to run the ball. So that's kind of what
especially after what Bill Belichick saw yesterday. He's got all kinds of tape to run the ball on us, man.
Listen. My point is this. I think Miami needs to put their head down, go to work, take the game serious, fix what needs to be fixed, and make sure they come up with a solid defensive plan. Take the game serious from here on out. Right? Hell of a win, hell of a start. Let's keep it moving and rock and roll with it. That's all I got. You got anything else before we close this up?
Other than a huge fins up, man. Wow, what a game.
Definitely. Listen, make sure you hit like and subscribe. We had 41 people watching. We only got 30-something likes. Let's get 100% likes up in here. I appreciate you all. Thank you for coming out. We'll see you guys tomorrow, first thing in the morning, 6 a.m. And with that, all I got to say is fins up, everyone.